All right, what's good, all day fam? So, I need to check in with y'all, man. I've been, I've been pretty much kind of late posting my videos, and last night one of my good friends texted me. It's like, yo, I can hardly hear you. So I was like, dang, I was in class, man. I'm going to school to be a neuromuscular therapist and chiropractor. So, I got a lot going on, but a lot of great things going on. But right now I'm just in the process of building systems where I can still be productive and consistent with the stuff that I'm doing, building my business and everything. But last night before the game, I did a video. Now this is a video I'm talking about when I posted it and the volume was bad. I was rushing. So I'm just gonna repost it. I'm gonna keep that same video up, that with the bad volume, but I'm gonna post that same video with the better volume, and this is the Thursday night football prediction video. Thursday night preview video. The Buffalo Bills versus the Houston Texans. So I said that the Bills is going to lose. I said the Bills was going to lose. I think I gave the Texans 23 points, and I said the Bills is going to put up 19 or 17. So I think I said the Bills is going to lose 23-19. Yeah. So yeah, you'll be able to see specifically the prediction that I gave when I upload the better volume. So yeah, it was around that ballpark. I know I said in the video though, I said that the Texans are going to put up more than 19 points, and they're going to keep the Bills from putting up more than 19 points. So I said it was around that ballpark. And I didn't do my homework enough because I said that I was talking like as if CJ Stroud was going to play. Davis Mills was playing, the backup quarterback. So I forgot that CJ Stroud was injured. I forgot about that. I was talking about how I would like to see more out of CJ Stroud, and I was also saying, with this Buffalo Bills defense, I would like to see him play a little better, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But that wasn't the case because CJ Stroud wasn't even playing. So that was my bad on my end. But what I was not wrong about was the outcome of the game. I mentioned very specifically in the video, last night's video, Thursday Night Football predictions, I said how overrated Josh Allen is, and how the entire media likes to give excuses for Josh Allen. I have never, ever seen anybody from the media knock Josh Allen, ever. It's always excuse. Every single time when he comes up short, there's always excuses. Even when Josh Allen was playing like pure trash. Prior to Stephon Diggs, prior to Brian Daboll, when he first got there was excuses for him. Oh, he's young. Oh, he's going to blossom. Yada yada yada. He doesn't have help. There was always excuses for Josh Allen, and that's what is irritating. Like they were like the media. What I remember when I first started watching, where Josh Allen first got into the league, I even said to myself, I said they are going to talk this man into getting an MVP. They literally are. Like there is no quarterback in the NFL that the media loves more than Josh Allen. Maybe Joe Burrow, but I think there's some people who's starting to kind of jump off that Joe Burrow bandwagon because he gets hurt a lot and you can't really defend. And if you're a real true football analyst or a commentator, spectator, you can't keep defending a player who's always hurt. No matter how biased are you going to be with that, you just can't do it. But they still be trying to defend Joe Burrow. People still be putting Joe Burrow in top 5. I still hear Skip Bayless saying, oh, when Joe Burrow comes back, they're going to go all the way. No, they're not. They didn't go all the way when Joe Burrow was there. So I've never, Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, I've never seen the media praise quarterbacks as much, players as much, no matter what they do, and give excuses for them, such as Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. Never have. So, and it's funny because off these same things they give excuses for these quarterbacks, they knock Justin Herbert for. When the Chargers pretty much lose, their defense pretty much doesn't show up. Their defense becomes real. The Chargers defense is so inconsistent. I think it's the most inconsistent defense in the entire league. One week they're looking like a top 5 defense, top 1 defense. Then the next week they're looking like a top 32 defense. The worst defense in the NFL. the Chargers are just so inconsistent, and they've always have been. And I know this is Jim Harbaugh's second year. I hope he can be able to fix that, But right now, it's not looking like he is, hopefully that, like I said, hopefully that can change. But this is the thing, man. I said this before in previous videos about Josh Allen. This video is specifically about Josh Allen. I said that I like Josh Allen, but the media makes me not like him. Like, I like Joe Burrow. I wanted the Chargers to draft Joe Burrow, but the media makes me not like him. The media makes me not like some of these quarterbacks, because the same thing that they do about they disrespect Justin Herbert on, they come up with those same excuses for Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Oh, Justin Herbert just can't get it done. He just can't get it done. It's no more, not because, like, here's the thing. They were saying, like I said before, they said that, oh, Josh Allen. I told you all. I said, I'm giving y'all another prediction. The Bills is gonna lose this game. The Bills are gonna lose this game 23-19, and I guarantee you. I was even writing this in my letter, because I have a Substack now, and I was even writing in the letter. I didn't know that the Bills, like, I didn't find out the Bills was playing on Thursday Night Football until Wednesday, I think. Yeah, I didn't find out till Wednesday, because I was like, okay, let me go ahead and start this letter now, so I can post it by Friday or Saturday, so I can have my predictions in before Sunday, because I'm always putting my predictions in the day of, what I'm saying, like hours before the games on Sundays. I'm always doing this, so I'm like, let me go ahead and push it out. And then so I found out that the Texans was playing, I think it was Tuesday. I found out the Texans was playing the Texans were playing the Bills. So, but I was writing in that letter, I said, yo, let's come up with, let's see the media. I said, Josh Allen's going to lose against the Texans, and the media is going to come up with a bunch of excuses why he didn't play good. I said, the Texans has a really great defense, and the media's going to come up with a bunch of excuses why he didn't play good. And you know what pisses me off even more? This is that same defense that destroyed Justin Herbert in the playoffs last year. What did the media say about Justin Herbert? Same defense. What did the media say about Justin Herbert? Justin Herbert's best receiver was a rookie, 5'10", 180 pounds, wide receiver, Lat McConkey. That was Justin Herbert's best receiver last year. Justin Herbert had a receiving cast of Quentin Johnston, Joshua Palmer, and Lat McConkey. And he had tight ends Will Disley and that other terrible tight end. I can't remember his name. Was it Hayden? Is it Hayden Hurst? I think that's thing. I don't know. But yeah, so for some reason that name came up in my mind. But that was Justin Herbert's tight end receiving core. He had J.K. Dobbins, who didn't show up at all. I don't even think J.K. Dobbins had 50 yards rushing that game. And he had a terrible offensive line. Yeah, he had Joe Watt and Rashawn Slater, two on the outs. But the Texans, if you watch that game, the Texans was rushing in the middle. The interior offensive line for the Chargers has always been bad. Always been bad since Justin Herbert's career. Justin Herbert, he had a prolific career. He had prolific years when Corey Linsley was playing for him. That center, the brain of the offense. But Corey Linsley, he had heart problems, and Corey Linsley has been out. And ever since we lost that all-pro, that great, now, well, I don't think Corey Linsley always became an all-pro, but Corey Linsley was a monster. Corey Linsley was such a phenomenal center. Ever since we lost him, it's been hurting Justin Herbert. The media doesn't talk about that. If it's somebody like Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, something like that, something specific in the offensive line, you know what the analysts are going to do? You know what the commentators are going to do? They're going to come up with excuses for him. They're going to say, oh, well, he lost his center. He's never had it. Some idiot like Nick Wright, he's going to figure out something like they say for Patrick Mahomes, for like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand these analysts, man. I can't stand Skip Bayless. I can't stand Nick Wright. I can't stand any analyst who's going to knock Justin Herbert and then try to overpraise their quarterback, the team that their quarterback. I don't want to use the word hate, but I hate that they do that. I hate that they do that, and it boils my skin. I wish I can just be sitting in the same room with them, and I would just be going off on them, and like telling them how stupid they are. I literally would. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and so the Josh Allen thing, and so they're talking about, like I said before, they were saying that Josh Allen doesn't have a number one. But I thought the last number one that he had was holding him back. So now he doesn't have a number one. So which is it? You see what I'm saying? You see the contradictory in their takes, and I'm calling them out on their BS because they're all stupid. They're all ridiculous. You know, and Shady and Sean McCoy included, because he comes up with all these excuses for Josh Allen. I thought like Stephon Diggs was one who was keeping him back, but now Stephon Diggs is. But now Josh Allen needs a number one. Stephon Diggs has been the best. Stephon Diggs has been the best thing for Josh Allen. And he's better than any of Justin Herbert's weapons. Stephon Diggs is more than likely better than Keenan Allen. He's better than all the other players, the wide receivers that Justin Herbert has. But Stephon Diggs was holding him back. Didn't Josh Allen get an MVP after Stephon Diggs left? Now Josh Allen doesn't have any help. Which is it, man? Which is it? And this is annoying, bro. This is annoying. Like it's gaslighting, ridiculous takes. They're gonna praise whoever they're gonna praise. They're gonna criticize whoever they want to criticize. You can't take these analysts serious, man. You just can't take these commentators serious, because they're all of, like I said, unless it's actual Shannon Sharp. I like Aqib Talib's. I do like Aqib Talib's takes. I do like his takes. I don't like when he was knocking Justin Herbert, but I do get what he said. He said, just do it when it counts. Just do it when it counts. Okay, I get that. If you're consistent with that, bro, okay. If you're consistent with that, okay. You know, I it's not so much that I disagree with your takes, but if I see that you're being biased intentionally and you're trying to gaslight the viewers, and then that same criticism that you knock one quarterback, you come up with the excuses for your other quarterback. You know, you just ignore everything else. You ignore that Justin Herbert never had a good offensive line. His receivers has always been inconsistent. His organization historically has always been inconsistent and terrible. Historically bad, the organization. You know, if you're going to ignore all those things and then come up with excuses for your quarterback on your team, I'm going to call you out on it. Because it's not cool. It's not cool. You know, and like I said, like I'm not being biased when it comes to Justin Herbert. I'm not being biased because Justin Herbert plays for my favorite team, the Chargers. I have been hypercritical of Phillip Rivers. Always have been. The same thing that they were talking about Justin Herbert, I was saying the same about Phillip Rivers. I was like, Phillip Rivers can't get it done in the big one. He just can't. And Phillip Rivers legitimately couldn't. Phillip Rivers didn't have an issue with offensive line. He didn't have an issue with not having weapons. Phillip Rivers always had weapons. He's had them historically, arguably the greatest running back of all time running behind him. Phillip Rivers just couldn't get it done in the playoffs. But I never heard the media knock Phillip Rivers for that. Never have. Never have. Even to this day, never heard anybody knock Phillip Rivers for it. But Phillip Rivers was truly the one who couldn't get it done. Because he wasn't really, like, his offense was never the problem. And he did had really great defense too. The Chargers could never get it done. That's not the same case with Justin Herbert. Let Justin Herbert have, do you know what Justin Herbert could do if he had Antonio Gates, Kenny McCardell, Vincent Jackson, that defense, that Sean Merriman defense, a lights out defense, and having LaDainian Tomlinson running behind him? Do you not know what Justin Herbert would do with that? Do you not know what Justin Herbert would do if he had Marty Schottenheimer being his head coach? Come on, bro. The Chargers would have had a few rings. Because I say it, like, Justin Herbert's a better quarterback than Phillip Rivers. He is. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing, man. You guys, you come up with these excuses for Josh Allen. You better, I can't call out LaShawn McCoy because I can't call him. I'm not going to call him out because he did come up with excuses for Josh Allen. But I would say LaShawn McCoy, he did give Justin Herbert grace this year. He said, they're not blocking for him, and he did say Justin Herbert doesn't have a true number one. So look, LaShawn McCoy is pretty consistent with his takes too. So I can't say LaShawn McCoy included, but I'm saying LaShawn McCoy included because the only reason I'm saying included, I put LaShawn McCoy in with all those biased analysts because, LaShawn McCoy, he is pretty biased, but he does have good takes though. He does have good. I think LaShawn McCoy is a really good analyst as well. I think him and Acho are really good. I think they're top of their game, because I do like a lot of Shady's takes. I just don't like when he sometimes gets biased. I just sometimes just don't like that. But I think he's a really great analyst. I think he's great at what he does. Obviously, he was a great player. One of the most shiftiest running backs I've ever lived. Hall of Fame quarterback. Running back. He's a Hall of Famer. So, yeah. I just had to get that off my chest, man. And this is my Thursday night recap. This is my Thursday night recap, and so. Sometimes I'll be thinking, I'm like, oh, I got to hurry up and rush and go home to do my video. But I keep forgetting. I'm like, I can just do my videos on my phone. I can do the videos on my phone. And, if I'm at home, I do the videos at home. If I'm out and about, I do them on my phone. So I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on my phone, when I need to. I don't always have to be at home doing them, so off my webcam and stuff. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm not going to sit here and be biased and sugarcoat stuff and just praise a Charger as the best because he's a Charger. I'm not doing it. I'm too much of a football fan to do that. I respect the game too much to do that. I love the game too much to do that. I look at all these players with a critical eye, and if Justin Herbert, if he's playing bad, I'm going to get on him for that. But I'm not going to get on him for him not doing heroic things. If I see his team playing like crap, I'm not going to do it. Because he can only do so much with a terrible offensive line. And if his offense, and to be really honest with you, if Justin Herbert wasn't that quarterback, we will have a losing season right now. Justin Herbert has done his heroic things at the last few minutes of the game for us to win. We will have a losing record right now. The only times when we have lost, the teams that we have lost against is when we gave up, our defense gave up all those rushing yards to a team. They couldn't stop the run. And then when Justin Herbert just couldn't get the ball out of his hands because he was getting pounded. Like he was getting pounded in the Giants game. He was getting pounded in the Commanders game. He gets pounded in all the games. But at least sometimes when John Harbaugh and Greg Roman, they call a good game, and they have Justin Herbert, and they can get Justin Herbert in a better situation to put the game on his back and to go out there and win. But sometimes these games are so lopsided, like they just keep giving up the run, and their defense keeps playing terrible, and their offensive line won't block for them. It's like nearly impossible for Justin Herbert to do anything. And it's annoying. That's what happened the last game. That's what happened against, who did we lose against? Who did we lose against? The last game that we lost against. It doesn't matter who we lost against. We lost, and we lost bad. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened last game. We gave up tons of rushing yards. It was Jacksonville. We gave up all those rushing yards, and the offensive line wouldn't block for him. They were suplexing, body slamming Justin Herbert. Nobody talked about it. Nobody talked about that. Was Josh Allen? Look what happened last week. Let me know what happened yesterday. Oh, he needs help. There is no Justin Herbert needs help. You know what I'm saying? The media praises who they want to praise. They want to love whoever they want to love. They want to criticize whoever they want to criticize. And so that's what happened. Exactly what happened. All the games that the Chargers lost, all 4 games. Go back and fact check, please do. All the 4 games that the Chargers lost, they gave up probably over 100, nearly 200 rushing yards, and Justin Herbert was getting torched. And you know what they said on this stupid podcast? I forget. I think it's First Things First with Nick Wright and all those other losers on there. So, but the only one who's not a loser on there is the dude Danny. I think that's what they call him, Danny, the analyst on there. So because he shows respect for Justin Herbert. So he was trying to make a case. It was a few weeks ago, trying to make a case about Justin Herbert being in the race for MVP, saying he does more with less than any quarterback in the entire league, and he does. And I think the guy's name is Wiles. I think his name is. This fool said, "Oh, if Justin Herbert's in the MVP race, I don't want to hear about him having a bad offensive line. He can't be in the MVP race with a bad offensive line." What? That's like saying I can't be a good driver because I have a hoopty. What the hell are you talking about? See, that's what I'm saying. That's like one of the most, that's like gaslighting, dogmatic stupidity that I'm talking about by the analysts. What sense does that make? That tells me that you don't watch the game. That tells me you don't forget you don't watch the games. That tells me you're not a student of football. You just get paid up there because you're a privileged ass white boy and you just talk your crap. You're probably have somebody who gathers notes for you, and you know how you have the gift of gab, you know how to communicate, obviously, because you're on there talking, and you just go up there and you just run your mouth. You don't know a damn thing about the game. That's how I know you don't know the game. That's how I know you never even played the game. Because that was one of the most stupidest takes I've ever heard somebody say. Justin Herbert can't be in an MVP race because he has a good offensive line. So you can't say that. You can't say that he's not playing well because he doesn't have a good offensive line. So if he's playing well, he has a good offensive line. What? I can't even make sense of that stupidity. You're dumb for saying that. If his name is Wilds, I think his name is Wilds, and he's not even important enough for me to remember his name. If his name is Wilds, the other white guy on the show, First Things First, I think it's called First Things First, I think right on there. If that's his name, you're stupid. You're stupid for saying that. I'm tired of people. Oh yeah, and I think the other dude's name is Brew. He gonna say I don't think he's playing better than Jared Goff. You're stupid for saying that. What do you mean he's not even playing better than Jared Goff? Jared, look at the team that Jared Goff is on. Are you kidding me? They're dumb, man. They're dumb. I don't care. You disrespect Justin Herbert, I'm gonna disrespect you. I don't care who you are. It's point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? I back up what I say, and I stand firm on what I say. And whatever I say, I'll say it to anybody's face. I honestly don't care. At the end of the day, it's just words. You know, if you want to take it to a next step, we can do that too. But I'm gonna stand firm on my quarterback, and I'm not going to allow the media to disrespect Justin Herbert like that. He's too great of a player. I think I never met him before, but I think he's too great of a person, of a human being. You know what I'm saying? For you and for you guys to all to unfairly criticize him, and for you to come up with a bunch of excuses for all these other quarterbacks who are put in way better situations and way better organizations than him. You know what I'm saying? There's something about the media that just has something towards him. Everybody just knocks this dude for what? From Joy Taylor, from Nick Wright, used to be Emmanuel Acho. Everybody, you know, everybody just criticizing him, and the more y'all criticizing, the more I'm coming after y'all. I will stay silent if y'all start talking about my quarterback. Because I honestly don't care about y'all like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about y'all like that to be talking about y'all. But if you do want to talk your crap about him, I'm gonna talk my crap about you, how stupid your takes are and how stupid you are for putting those takes out, and how stupid you are for trying to gaslight the audience, because I'm not gonna allow it. This is reality sports where I'm at. This is reality sports. This is all day, and we keep it 100% real here, no biased takes. I'm out.